Turning from that campaign trail to that map, here is the latest and the final pre-election day iteration from NBC News and MSNBC. Obama unchanged from last week with an estimated 286 electoral votes. McCain, meanwhile, at 157, losing 6 now by virtue of Montana and North Dakota moving from lean McCain into toss-up. In that toss-up category, there remains 95 electoral votes, 270 obviously needed to win, and that makes the Obama surplus at this point 16. At the website 538.com, a similar but much more dramatic display where every state has to fall into somebody's win column, no toss-ups allowed. Obama projected there to win 346.5 electoral votes. That's a computer for you. McCain 191.5. Let's talk to a real person now. Nate Silver, founder of 538.com, where the election simulation is redone 10,000 times each time the website is updated. Nate, good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Keith.
Your instructions from last week were pretty simple. If Colorado, Pennsylvania, and Virginia slide back into margin of error, McCain has a decent chance. Did they? Does he?
No, not yet. If he's going to win one of those states, it might be Virginia, where the polling has tightened a little bit. Maybe it's a 4-point projection for Obama now. Maybe if you have a good night, you can win Virginia. But Pennsylvania, what happened there, it was about 54 to 43, an 11-point lead for Obama. Now it's 54 to 46. So McCain's won all the persuadables, all the undecideds, but there weren't enough in the first place. Obama was over 50% by a couple of points, which is what made it a bad target in the first place. Colorado, the problem is that about 2/3 of the state has already voted, so the margin might not be that wide there, but it's pretty locked in.
What are you going to be looking at early tomorrow evening that might give us an indication for where we're going to end up early Wednesday morning? I mean, is it as simple as that formula that I've heard? If Obama wins Virginia at 7 and he doesn't lose Pennsylvania, ball game?
Yeah, Virginia plus Pennsylvania is almost certainly a win. There aren't enough states where Obama's vulnerable. Minnesota, Wisconsin, states like that McCain wanted to put in play largely are not. He might lose New Hampshire on a really bad night, but that's only 4 electoral votes. So if he wins Virginia or Florida plus Pennsylvania, then that's game over.
Can you measure intangibles? Is there anything in your various formulae that measures ground game, or more intriguingly, can you measure what we might call history voters, the people who want to be able to say, I voted for the first African-American presidential candidate?
Well, if there is this kind of national mood tomorrow, we don't know what people are going to think when they actually go to the polling place and maybe, stand in line for a couple hours in some cases. But in terms of the ground game, this is a really big experiment for the polls. There are states like Indiana where Obama has a very good ground game and McCain has absolutely none. Usually it's a lot more equal. So we'll have to see how much of an effect that has. Is it 1/10 of a point, or is it, 5 points? I think either one is possible. I know the Obama campaign feels good about states like Indiana, even Montana, where they have some McCain has never really played in the state.
Nate, when the exit polls leak out tomorrow, as they invariably will because they come from everywhere, every organization, every politician, everybody with a modem, everybody with a computer, everybody with a bullhorn, is there anything that you actually want to look at, anything that's an actual valid indicator, or should you just throw them out as soon as they come in?
No, totally throw them out. These things are not anything they're cracked up to be. They've had a Democratic lean for years and years. It's all kind of who kind of volunteers and takes this poll. It's not as scientific as a telephone survey might be. They mislead expectations, mislead viewers. Just wait for the hard counts to come in. It's really the better, kind of more sophisticated, I think, thing to do.
Do you look at weather? We look at weather in ball games when we analyze seasons ahead and playoff series and all the rest. Have you figured in weather? Because obviously the East Coast is supposed to be brilliant tomorrow in terms of temperatures. Might that be an odd favorability factor for the Republicans because it might make turnout easier?
Well, here's the thing. Usually bad weather is good for Republicans, good weather is good for Democrats. But because Obama got his vote out early, literally, where he leads by about 20 points in the third of the electorate that's voted already, yeah, they would like bad weather in a state like North Carolina where you deter people from going to the polls, or maybe a Florida where there's a lot of early vote-ins. So I'm not sure quite how that cuts this year. But in general, I think we're not quite close enough where little factors like the weather are going to make all that much of a difference. It looks like a pretty clear Obama win, unless there's something really wrong with the polling, which has happened before. Let's not forget New Hampshire, but it's more a polling problem, I think, than anything McCain can really do at this point to actually win the election.
Yeah, we go over and over a million times what went wrong with the polling in New Hampshire. Obviously, it was truncated and too quick a period of time. But again, let's talk about that in December at some point. Nate Silver, the founder of 538.com. Always a pleasure, Nate. Thanks for your time tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Keith.